All right, we are live. Give folks a minute to maybe come in. We'll see. We'll see if anybody comes in. Third stream in a row. 3 days in a row. People are probably tired of me. If you're watching this, that means you're watching the VOD. Thanks again. Want to give a special shout out to one of the commenters on one of our recent VOD postings. Carl Adelelch. Carl's comment was, I used to think The Biggest Loser was the name of a German fat-shaming TV series. Then I clocked a random YouTube link, which started with a 50-year-old mouth breather in a gaming chair opening an energy drink to get ready for action. Fucking guilty as charged, Carl. Extremely observant. I'm 50 this coming March. So you're 100% correct. Mouth breathing, I can't help it. Yeah, it happens. Gaming chair it's not comfortable. You're right. Got it in 2020 when we were kind of stuck in the apartment during COVID and shit. And there just happened to be a PC / gaming store like a few blocks away in Sweden where we lived, in Stockholm. It was really cool to have like PC stores. I think there was 2 within walking distance. So, wife and I, we just needed chairs. And we're cheap. We didn't want to get to like expensive ass, whatever, $1,000 comfortable chairs. I had the worst IKEA chair at the time. So we grabbed these thinking they might be comfortable. Nah, not that great. Bad for the posture. Definitely going to replace it at some point with something that looks a bit older. Energy drink, like you said, I'm 50. It's the only way I can get through 3 hours of streaming. I'm not trying to be cool. Hello, fellow streamers. No. But Carl, thank you for noticing. As I said, thank you for making me laugh today. And I'd love if you comment again sometime. Please reply back and maybe even meet us in Discord, man. You came in with some strong energy. I respect that, Carl. And he said German fat shaming show. I wonder if you're German. Bist du Deutsch, Karl? Ich möchte mit dir in Discord reden, bitte, mein Herr. So. Schönen Abend und vielleicht sehen wir uns. Bill! What's going on? Az, what's up? Yeah, it's either energy drink or coffee. I mean, honestly, I've got to have it, though. It's 8 p.m. where I'm at. I am old. I usually have a long day. I usually get up. This was a weekend, so I slept in a good bit. But I usually get up about 5:30 or 6 with my wife in the mornings. And then, even Wednesdays and Fridays when I'm streaming. So, it's a long day for me. I'm an old man. Hum Jum Jabba? Hum Jum Jabba? Hopefully I got the rhythm on that right. Anyways. Hum Jum Jabba, hello. Hum Jum said, hello sir, from Eminem PvP server, Dingus the Shadow Knight. Right on, Dingus, good to see you. Oh shit, I'm messing up the stream right now. How are you doing? How are you enjoying it, is the question. Let me pop on to the Matswar, since that's my native territory. And I'm gonna pop on the Matswar. You're enjoying PvP, nice. I would get in PvP with you guys, but you'd stream snipe me, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do that a little bit later though. maybe it'll be worth it for you guys to, we'll see if some PvPers will protect me while other PvPers try to kill me. Can you guys hear that well enough? I had a video playing in the background. So. XD said, "Hey Sean, question. I was on a PvP server, froze up a bit. I alt F4'd. Now I can't log into PvP server, but I can to other servers. It's been 10 minutes. Let me go in there and maybe I can boot you? I don't know if that works in our game. That used to be like an EQ fix. Let me go in there and see if I can find you. Any ideas on the next playtest? Not... what's going on here? I can't... Do I need to... Let me see if I got a patch again or something. Not as long of a wait as this was. It'd be nice to have a more casual playtest sooner, just to maybe check out some of the changes that we're still doing on the tech side. But no promises. Hey Thadvik. Close the program, man. Let's see if I can get in. I'm not seeing any of my tunes. I've got to admit, I've been a pretty AFK today. Let me check Slack really quick. Repair? Yeah, it'll take a minute then. Oh, you know what? That's what's going on. No, stop the repairs. I wonder if something's up with the servers. Anybody else in and playing? It looks like Hair Drill must have dropped because player count's at 6. Let me also double check my language setting. Maybe that changed while I was typing. That changes all the time. But I thought we fixed that as well. I have to say, you like the mud interactions of the elemental list. Incest. The incest quest? Well, we weren't sure that you're going to find that one. Incense. I may actually blush on that one. That's a hell of a slip. We are shooting for an older demographic. This thing's not alt F4ing for me properly either. You could have sworn I said incest quest. There is no way that I would possibly say that. Listen. Just because I spent my teenage years in Alabama. Let me ask the guys. any reason why I'm unable to see tunes on any server on the way in? Tim Ferriss said, I mean, it's legal to marry your cousin in Alabama. Well, as long as they're good people. I'm going to try one more time while... That's English. Keith's typing, so maybe I'll... Make sure on the monster's memory client, not development. I haven't changed anything since last night. Ollie. AI is taking over, decided you cannot play anymore. Turns out Skynet isn't genocidal, it's just a dick. It'd be funny if it was just, that's what happens. Evil AI turns out to just be, it's just an internet troll. You found the old core yesterday. Place is insane. Nice. Nicodemus has been working on that. Is it time for our daily restart? Yeah, that might be a good thing, Ollie. I'm unable to get in, and if I can't get in, oh, well, I guess I could get in. If I'm having trouble getting into, so it's Haradrel right now. I wasn't able to get into anything before, but it looks like now I can get into. I can get in, except I can't get into Haradrel. Yep. Don't want noobs clogging up its servers. The noobs are clogging up the pipes. What's going on, Quicksana? Madrai? Will there be something akin to epic weapons in M&M? I would not be shocked if you run into something like that before it's all said and done. Is that Daikon? Help me pronounce your names correctly if I screw them up. Love the PvP server, so much fun. I met a lovely ogre named Clarity Ann. Really? On the ogre name. Not that you're having fun. You're the second person today that said they're having fun in PvP. That's awesome. Valeroth asks, Robot, any thoughts, takeaways from the playtest so far? Lots of people have been having some really fun experiences so far, it seems. I think the main takeaway is that we're on the right track. Feels like we're on the right track. And I mean, we have a pretty good idea of where we're heading. It's nice to know that we're on the right track. There's a bunch of stuff that we came into this playtest knowing that we want to do, both on the tech side and content and planning and stuff like that. So it's cool that you guys are having as much fun as you've had so far, because we're pretty certain the next playtest will be even better. Like we already know things that are going to be present in the next playtest that aren't in this one. We just didn't want to try to rush them in, so that's pretty cool. Seeing a lot of what I mean by on the right track, just seeing a lot of people that are really you know, really speaking to us hitting that classic vibe, getting used to some of the weird stuff that we're doing, seeing a lot of social interaction. So yeah, so I mean, just watching people doing wacky shit like you know, looking to purchase items in OOC and helping each other out, and watching some streams and stuff and seeing people just really, I don't know, express that, hey, this is the first time in X number of years, or this is the first time since you, or whatever, that, you know, the game's got this kind of feel for me. So yeah, it's finding the fun in game development. Finding the fun is not easy, right? Like finding the fun is something that sometimes can ride all the way up until beta or right before release or whatever, and feel like we've got that for the people that are looking for the type of game that we're making. Other people, it's not going to be their game, you know. So every once in a while when somebody comes in, they're like, don't get it, don't like it, or we get a comment on you know, YouTube that's just like, whatever, some shitty comment about the game, or the art style, or whatever. It's like, okay, man, because it's not meant for everybody. So the fact that so many people are positive is actually, we're ahead of the curve from where we thought we'd be. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Medrai said, you got the pronunciation, not a stickler, no worries, thank you. Awesome, awesome. Do you guys feel like you have the scaling figured out in terms of server stability, etc.? In terms of, you know, what you need to do, etc. We came into this playtest with an understanding that there were certain things that we'd still like to implement and change and optimize. So we've already got the next set of changes to help with performance in mind, and, you know, sort of underway. So should see that in the next playtest that we do. In terms of overall scaling, there's the question of, you know, improving our capability to handle the number of players in a given zone. Sort of in general, but then there's also the, you know, that question of how many people do we think we're going to have on a server, and that's really one that we're going to continue to work through, because I think, as I said last night and maybe the night before during the streams, that's really going to be dependent on the more zones we get up, right? So the further we go through early access, the more we can support, because as Ollie's mentioned, if I'm not misquoting, we're not server bound. It's more of a zone and content question, right? So that's the thing that we're going to be working through. And as that question has come up over the last few days, I've definitely been thinking of some maybe different approaches that we could take in general. And so I may put some thoughts together there and bounce it off some of the guys and kind of see. We do a lot of thinking ahead, believe it or not. We don't do a lot of like unnecessary documentation, and we don't do a lot of like busy work bullshit meetings. but we do a lot of like thinking ahead. So, and I think you can see that, you know, as I was mentioning to people that haven't seen it, you can go to our early access section on our website. And as you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see like our development roadmaps, our development history, development costs, blah, blah, blah. And this is just kind of like a little bit that, you know, we're able to present to you guys in hopefully a coherent manner, but we've got a lot of like projections and planning and thinking behind the scenes that occupy my brain a fair amount. Let's see. In terms of interactions, I did see a negative chat interaction last night. Hopefully the chat features improve next playtest so people can ignore others. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we want to do with regards to chat and UI and stuff that's just not in yet. I mean, because it's just so early. And so we just have to ask that you kind of bear with us and power through some of the shit if you run into it, and let us know and we'll ban people or whatever. During the playtest, because it's just super early, right? But we'll get a lot of that in. Yeah, we'll have a lot of tools on that front before early access. But we're like a year and a half out, right? But if somebody's just being horrible, let one of us know. Like, hit us up in Discord or whatever. You know, we don't have a reporting tool in yet. But if you take a screenshot, hit us up in Discord. What we can do is we can track that character name back to the account, and if people are being really horrible, then we'll find ways to just permaban people forever if they want to play stupid games. Let's see. If they're only being slightly horrible, we'll talk to them and see if they can calm down. Any plans when random resource generation will be on the north side and Sungreet Strand? You mean like resource nodes? There should already be some there, but we'll be adding more resource nodes and stuff in because Keith has been kind enough to build us a tool. What's the overall plan for classes? Will they mimic EQ for the most part, or will they eventually have get some more uniqueness? As it stands, they feel like EQ clones. As more and more functionality comes online, and as we've got more time to work on them, you'll start to see them become more and more unique. But our goal isn't really to make everything like super duper unique and then I don't know, like reinvent the wheel for no reason. If you look at like even EQ classes and track them back to MUDs or D&D or whatever, you'll see that sometimes a class is a class is a class, but there's a lot of stuff that we'll be doing to give them a give them our layer. Every one of these runs gets better and better. I love the hopefully it answers your question, Vin. Madrai says, every one of these runs gets better and better. I love the vision and staying the course. Make your game that will come. Appreciate that. Wolfhausen says, Nick was having fun with my group last night before I went to bed. We died trying to get into the spider dungeon in the dunes. Turned us into gnomes and threatened to eat us as a giant. Fun. Will characters be locked to a server they are created on, or be able to jump around? They'll be locked to a server. We're really big on the concept of server identities. It's really important for people for servers to be stable enough that you start to understand, like, oh, that's Valoroth. Yeah, that person's great to, you know, like group with, or oh man, they're really mean to me, or oh, I heard they killed the dragon. Monotonous said, I managed to talk someone down from rage quitting the game. They were fed up with dying and losing their corpse, so I helped them get it back and buy some spells. I saw them still playing 5 hours later. That is beautiful. That's the kind of shit that, as I'm seeing it, it's super exciting. Hey, Sneaky Russian. By the way, I'm mainly streaming, like I said yesterday, I'm mainly streaming today to hop in once the servers restart and do like a little look around and do some customer service work and stuff like that. If you want to watch a gameplay stream, there are people streaming. Last I looked, I was watching Tangent's stream over dinner. Jasmine and I were watching it. Wonderful stream. Dude, super awesome. It looked like they were just having a blast. Right before I started, they were talking about the game, and just it was really nice to hear. Very complimentary. So feel free to not stick around in here. I won't be mad at you if you hop over to his stream and check that out. Fun gameplay stuff. He's playing a... Hey, Pants! What is up, dude? I swear you were streaming when I woke up this morning. It's going well. Have you gotten into this playtest this weekend, or are you like holding off because you don't want to ruin it for yourself? I could have sworn you said something along those lines at some point. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Ali, was that the servers restarting just now? Haven't played yet. Trying to stay away so it's fresh. I completely respect that, dude. I love it. There was somebody that needed help on, I think it was Haradrill, right? Somebody had a character they couldn't get into. Try to get into that character. Let me know if you're able to get in. Yeah, I was watching, so I'll pop into streams. There are a lot of times where I just won't say anything because I don't want to distract, right? If someone's like, oh, hey, you know, or ask about the game or whatever, I feel weird. Like I don't know. I'm shy. So yeah, I was watching a little bit of EQ this morning. People that came in via the raid, are you familiar with M&M? Is there some info that we can give you? Have you been to our website? Are you a part of our Discord? Over the weekend, we hit 8,500 people in the Discord, which is really nice. Feels like it's just continuing to grow and stuff. People in the Discord are really, really friendly. There's a ton of information in there. I would say you can find a lot more information by searching the Discord than you can even looking at the FAQ on our website. So yeah, definitely try that out. If you're not part of Discord, please check it out if you're interested in the game. We recently added some new sections to the website to help provide more information about the early access timeline and what the plan is. So if you go to our website, hit early access, you will see the overview. Gives you links and stuff to our Discord. You can make an account if you want to play. You can make an account right now, install, and hop in and play for free. Early access FAQ, and then development roadmaps and history, so you can check out all the roadmaps related to us, our work to date, and us getting to early access. And this is a bit of a typo. It'll be Q1 2026, and you can keep up with stuff there. Development history will show you kind of how the team's grown over the years. Features, functionality we've added over the years, and then we try to be super transparent. So here is a breakdown of all of our development costs to date. At the time, this was December of last year. What we spent it on and why, and then kind of our plans for how we're going to handle disclosure of revenue, where it's being allocated, and all that stuff as we go into early access and go live. So we'll continue to provide you with this type of information even once we're live. So you can see how much we're making, how many subs we have, how we're allocating that money within the company, and all that shit. So Stumpy Stump, Animander, Memrunos, thank you for the follows. Thanks again for the raid, Pant. Folks, never feel bad if at the end of a stream you want to bounce and you're probably tired from all the fun. Let's see. Eminem's a great rapper. That's why we picked a name. Serum42, I only wanted to avoid the hype after feeling burned from another game that's been in development for over 10 years. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I understand. A lot of people are wary of hype. We try to underhype it and just focus on delivering stuff to you. That's why we've been letting you play. You know, I mean, we've been running playtests for a year. So, you know, blemishes and all, we just want you to see what's going on, and that's why we stream so much. We put all of our these VODs onto YouTube, so you can just check stuff out. Did you read the message above from Serum42? Oh shit, it was right above that. Sorry, it's a big one. I thought I'd pop in here, say hi, say I've avoided the game and the hype, was bored last night and discovered there was a stress test going on. I got set up, loaded in. It's been a long, all caps long, time since running around and exploring the world and just having the game bring a smile on my face, something I haven't felt in a long time. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. That is why we do it, honestly. Like, the idea of being able to do that for folks. And I mean, I'm not going to bullshit you and make a company out of it. Like, we want to make a company, right? But it's yeah, we're just amped to be able to do that. Those of you that have been following development since like day one or before we even started, when it was just the stream, I mean, like I said last night, you know, we got in there and Ollie had a playable one-room build that Nick and I were running around in like the first week we started talking, and we just figured we'd keep sharing that ever, you know, as we go, so that you can see it's no bullshit, you can see where we're at with stuff, and the idea that you guys are finally in now and like really having a good time is really exciting. So makes us happy, makes me happy. My wife's over there, like, oh, she just walked in and is like looking over my shoulder. She's happy, so yeah, that's awesome, man. And hopefully it just keeps getting better and there's more of it. We have a big world in mind for you, but we're super realistic, and that's why we're taking the approach that we are, in terms of like, we want to just get live and then just keep building and building and building. And so then a couple years later, you look back at the full sort of world that we pictured and you're like, holy shit, the first new server to come up with the full world after that is going to just be like fast. So no nonsense, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Just tell me you're not going to overhaul the combat system overnight at any point. I'm in. Yeah, no plans on that. We're not super pivoters. Wu-Tang said, gotta say though, this is the best gaming experience I've had in years, never mind MMO. Done 36 or so hours since Friday. Beast. Florian said, 100% been playing all weekend, haven't felt as much excitement for a game in a long time. Hey, now the next big challenge is making sure that we got enough game for you that you, when the time comes, can play for months and months, right? So that's the big one. That's the challenge. Leon 88. There's so many 88s. Is that your birth year? Is it a bunch of birth years, or? I was wondering what the camp is for on character select. The camp? Oh, that's for you to that's for you to just kind of hang out, like. Yeah, it's just background. The plane of meat, yes. We'll be hiding secrets in the plane of meat over time. Serum42 says, I'm coming in here as a longtime EQ player. Started in Kunark in 2000. Right now, the two games I'm most looking forward to, actively enjoying, as far as MMOs go, are this and Gorgon. Yeah, that's awesome. The Gorgon folk are really good people. All right, let me get in. Ollie, you had asked if I'm going to play tonight. I was thinking about maybe playing. I was thinking about maybe playing tonight. Maybe playing on Haradrill, and then obviously you can choose to either stream snipe me or defend me, I guess. Matic, no, I know. I understand what the 88 could be. That's why I was giving people the benefit of the doubt, assuming it was their birth year. I understand they might be World War II buff. Let's see. Spawn yourself loads of Wormsbane gear. No, I don't want to cheat. Humjum. We'll pass it along. Might be Michael Irving fans. MJJ. Fair point. What's up, Frank the Bank? Do you think there'll be any sort of volunteer guide positions after early access launch? Really enjoyed helping people figure out issues they encounter. That's a tricky one because I think there's some legality, there's some legal stuff to consider on that. All right, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, let's see what happens on Haradrill. Frank said that's 50% of the reason for my 22. And then he's getting booed for being not a fan of the 49ers. Emmett Smith. Maddox said, what's the other 50% of the reason? It is the caliber of the pistol that Frank the Bank hides in his garter belt. Do you plan on having wizards and druid ports in M&M? I didn't see any spells for druids for rings. Just there is already a druid port in. I thought we had a wizard at one point, but yeah, definitely. 90% of the reason is that Ludacris said you can't lose with 22s. Frank is rolling on giant tires. Trying to think what I should play. What I should play if I'm coming into the PvP server. Clearly a fighter? I was thinking fighter. Human. Inquisitor. This guy's almost there. He's looking pretty good. What about the beard color change? I don't know that we've got to gray sideburns. Feels a bit like an oversight. I have to talk to Zukin. I'm going to change his hair color. We'll get on that, Tholan. Alright, this guy already is already pretty set, I think, for a PvP character. Alright, so Steve said, what is the policy going to be on dual boxers? It really takes away from community interaction inside the game. We'll have servers that allow it and servers that don't. I think it's one of those things where in certain instances, in certain games, it's been done to an extreme, and I can see that people's arguments against it. I think a lot of other instances, people overhype it. Not saying you're doing that, Cebus, but sometimes I mean, we've been in a group on P99 and accused of being like boxing, right? And it was like, no, we're tight. I've got to say, in playing over the years, I have 95% of the time. I am challenged to find an instance where I ran into somebody that was boxing that either wasn't beneficial to me or was just outright not cool. A lot of times I've run into people that are running a couple of tunes or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you can group with me. Right? Where they're running, you know, running a box with an out-of-group healer or buffer or whatever, and it's always worked to my benefit. So I've rarely found it disruptive. Not to say that I haven't seen disruption. I was a GM my first bit of time that I was at Sony Online. And of course, I've run into some situations where it was shitty, but I think, you know, it's less about the methodology or like how was the person being shitty? Was it because they're boxing? Was it because they're training? Was it because they're just generally disruptive or an asshole or whatever? It's more about, was somebody being shitty, and we should deal with shitty people. Unless we have a server where we've joked about having an Australia server where we just ban all the criminals and let them do whatever. Maybe take away their chat. There's no chat on that server. Boom, racism solved. Like, but yeah. They can all do it in their own Discord channel. Are you gonna have staircase tests where boxers have to walk up and down staircases to prove they're not the same? We'll have some special tests. All right, so PvP gurus. What should I get? Hardiness seems pretty good. Root resistance seems pretty good. I'm gonna go with root resistance. Inquisitor, strength, intelligence, charisma. Yeah, this guy's pretty sassy. My wife's like, he's looking pretty sassy. That is the goal, maximum sass. Got a Red Bull. Playing PvP. Defender. Seriously, Defender to start out with, you think? Rangers are brutal on PvP? I bet they are. I'll need to make a Ranger friend. Have fewer issues with straight up boxers than I do with spotters, people that run tune and then have third party program control 5. Yeah. Yeah. I think we spoke to that. That is not allowed. Defender? Swordsman. You think swordsman, shouldn't that give me a little bit more of a head start? What's warrior do? Better offense. I'm gonna pick it for now. If you guys have a compelling argument against that, then I'll change it. I typically always just pick survivalist, but for tonight, what do you think? What about folks who openly sell 40+ PL on Teak and take over entire dungeons? I think they would be considered disruptive. Leather worker for the bag. Do I get a... Do I get a... Oh, man. Kind of want to be a fisherman, though. Fishing in PvP sounds terrifying. Gotta live on the edge. YOLO. Relatively disposable character. Alright. Let's do it. You have a jaded group out there from the McQuaid era, and it's going to be a challenge to get beyond that. So far, things are going really well, which is a testament to the positive sentiment you're bringing back to the core audience. Any word on a Smeta interview? I tried to have him on years ago, but then kind of at the last minute, the interview just didn't happen. I mean, I would love to talk to him. I'd love to do some more interviews. I've been so busy with M&M stuff that I haven't taken the time to set up any interviews. Feel bad about that, but there are a few people I'd like to talk to. I'd love to talk to Oliver, Jake Smith. He was one of the other leads when I was there, and oops, really? It's a okay. Yeah, there are a few people that I'd still like to talk to. I'd like to catch back up with some people that I interviewed a while back as well. Might have better luck since he left Amazon Game Studios, though. It's possible, Saren. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. I just haven't thought about it since that time when we first set it up. If the core game gets roughly 1,000 person player base, how will the team adjust to the financial woes? Unless you are rich and aren't doing this for money. What do you mean financial woes, Iron Man? Oh, I forgot this change. I don't think I've even crafted something since the... How does this... Oh, I'm ignorant. Oh, yeah. It's been I have not been using this. The interviews are an amazing resource. Very well done. I strongly encourage anyone who hasn't seen them to do so. Yeah, you can find them right here. It's like 15 or 20 interviews with former EQ folks. Can you pay all your employees with roughly 1,000 person player base? Oh, hell yeah. You realize none of us are taking money, right? Iron Man. Like, this is all just coming out of pocket. And all the costs are coming out of pocket, and all of us are volunteering our time to do this so far. This project so far is all just volunteer. If you want to learn more about it, here, you can check out the FAQ, or you can go directly. You can check out the early access FAQ, or you can go just right here to costs and kind of see how we've approached it so far. Oops. Not enough ingredients. Components. 1 cloth scrap. Oh, it's bandage, not scrap. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I thought it gave me scraps, not complete bandages, because I read bandages and then immediately just threw that away and superimposed other shit. It's because I'm so focused on answering your questions and being a good host that I... oh, hey guys. One of the things I like about the PvP server is just because you're acting like you like me right now doesn't mean that you won't betray me. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take your fuck. I'm gonna take your streamer loot because they're coming for us. Probably 3 to 5. Rogues just waiting, probably. You're dead in 3 levels, yeah. Alright, let's go turn in this note just for giggles. Will you add being able to attack people in group? No idea. Honestly, I can't say what we're gonna add with PvP. There's a lot of discussions to be had on what we want to do with PvP. Right now, it's just more of a fun thing that we've thrown in. Iron Man, are you still out there? Did that answer your question or not? So the real answer is if we have roughly 1,000 players when we go into early access, 1,000 subs, that'll give us a nice leg up because then we can use that money to pay some of the folks that are working on the game that are freelancers by trade. That'll give us the opportunity to monopolize their time a little bit. Which would be nice, right? Like, so because they're working on other projects, doing other contracts and things like that. But they won't have to do that as much if we've got some cash coming in that we can feed them. Also, they may opt. Some people that may work, others may not work. We may opt to build that up a little bit and then hit outsourcing. And that will give us a little bit of a boost as well. Had a huge paragraph typed up, but I feel bad talking about this stuff. I'm 40 years old, been around since EQ, AC, Realm, etc. I'm just concerned that the new age of gamer won't be turned on by this type of game. A lot of the new age of gamer won't, but you got to realize total addressable market these days. Let's just assume there's a Venn diagram where there's a certain amount of overlap, right? So we're not saying that this is a completely additive thing. But if you look at when EQ first came out, the argument could be made that, hey, there was nothing else to play. Fair. But you saw a full age range of people playing that game, right? So it appeals to younger people. Now you can say that TikTok's rotted everybody's brains and nobody's got an attention span, but I don't agree with that. And I think we've seen where there's interest in even sort of like hard to get into things like P99 and other emulators that show that young people will come into that. But if you look at the total addressable market of people that may be interested in this type of a game, I mean, when games like EQ and AC and stuff first came out, there were not 40 million people playing Dungeons and Dragons. And that's not even counting like Pathfinder, you know, the whole OSR and all the stuff that's going on with tabletop. There are something like, what is it, 150 monthly active users, 150 million monthly active users for like between Minecraft, you know, Roblox, hell, even a game like Fortnite, which over the years as it was coming up, there were tons of articles that were written about the fact that entire families were playing together because it was a third place where they could get together after school and after work and spend time with each other. And you saw even something like Fortnite start to add in more and more varied activities and start to go the metaverse route, right? Because having a place that you can go to is important. Having a place that you can go to as a family is cool. This type of game is not twitchy. This type of game is not, it's not like super reflex skill based. It's patience based. It's something where if you like to come in and grind a little bit and just get a rhythm going, it's meditative. It's not super mentally taxing a lot of times. And so I think between sort of the weird, like even stigma that we may get of like, there's no hand holding and you die and you got to get your corpse and oh my God, it's like all that type of stuff that works to our benefit because it makes us unique from other experiences that are out there. So we're not looking, we have no belief that we're going to get millions of subs. If we were to somehow be lucky and get tens of thousands of subs, we will have a working business. If we can maintain, you know, and that's ambitious for us even. If we get 1,000, awesome. That's a start for us. And over time, we'll continue to add to the game and we'll grow it and grow it and grow it. And in a year or 2 years, we'll have a big enough game that we feel will be something that's very unique and very interesting and then potentially appealing to people that have never heard about us before. We don't need to go out of our way and blow a bunch of cash and shit on marketing when we go into early access. Our goal is not to have like a big spike in users. We have nothing to prove. Our goal is to have a steady linear growth. One of the reasons why I believe that one of the reasons why I believe that a niche game can do well is I've worked in MMOs since 2001. The last two companies I was at over the last like 5-6 years, or the 5 or 6 years prior to getting all this set up. One was a space game you have never heard of. It was pay to win for years. It was a Flash-based browser game that you've never heard of. You just never heard of. Had 400,000 monthly active users and was making between 1.5 and 2 million euro a month. You never heard of it though. But that's also a different business model. Free to play, kind of pay to win, blah, blah, blah. The other game that I worked on after that was an online horse adventure game for teen and tween girls. And if you don't have a daughter or a sister, or if you're not a young lady yourself, you probably haven't heard of that game either. But when I got there, the game had just grown to 300,000 monthly active users. While I was there, it was about 400, and when I left, it was about 450,000 monthly active users. It was making about roughly 2 million euro a month. And when COVID hit, it had 700,000 monthly active users, and I think it was bringing in, you know, close to double, right? So I think EQ peak was 100,000. No, it was 500,000. When I was working on EverQuest, we had 500,000 subs a month. And we had, during the tiny little expansion that we put out in 4 months, Legacy of Akesha, we had 118,000 concurrent. So, that 500,000 subs did not drop until 2004 when World of Warcraft came out. That's when it like dipped down to kind of, yeah. So anyways, yeah, no worries. Yeah, if we were to do something outrageous like hit 25,000 to 100,000 subs and be able to maintain those, we will be a business for a long time because we will we will use that money to good effect. We'll continue to be very transparent and show you how we're using it. We'll continue to be a no bullshit team that like streams and fucking hangs out with you and all that stuff, and we'll continue to make a cool game. Right? We're here to make a company in the early days. You know, the sort of cliched thing, the thing I keep saying is, before you can make a WoW, before you can make a World of Warcraft, I think a company needs to go back and make Silicon and Synapse, right? And before there was even a Blizzard, and build a company, and then make a Rock and Roll Racing, and then make a Warcraft 1, and then work your way up to making a WoW. We're not here to make a WoW. We're here to make our first game as a company, to build a strong company, to build a strong culture, to build a loyal following by not bullshitting you guys. And you guys are our marketing. If we do stuff and you guys all turn around and you go, you guys are full of shit and we don't trust you anymore, then we've screwed up and we've ruined our marketing. And that's why we are very, we're very straightforward with you. We talk with you one-on-one. Sometimes people call us out and we're like, oh shit, you're right. That is kind of like, oh, we screwed up or whatever. And the goal is to build a core audience. We're not looking to be like gangbusters out the gate. And that's the reason why we haven't taken money. Because if we take other people's money, they're going to be like, when are we getting our money back? Right? So that's why we are volunteering our time. That's why, we got people that have wives and kids and, families and other jobs. And in Ollie's case, like 5 other companies. And we're still just putting in the time to grind away at this at the rate that we can do it reasonably. And we've got a humble scope, and we're just kind of making this game as a game that we want to play and we believe in. And then Ollie needs to focus. Defiant Possum calling Ollie out. But yeah. So, anyways, that's my little rant. We're not here to like, even when we go into early access and 2026, that's the beginning for us. That's not the end. And so if like we only have 100 people following us, then ooh, typo. Let me fix this typo. Let me open the database and fix this typo before I continue playing. Item data Shaw Inc. No. Nope. Anyways. Yeah, I forget where I was. I got so distracted by this this typo. That's clearly my typo as well. Yeah, so we do this, right? Like if you're new here, we work on the game. We've got environment artists, we got character artists, we've got animators, got designers, people working on the game. Oops. Use translocate, blah, 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 blah. Where is that? It's right in the first thing. So, you get to see all the blemishes, and everything else. District. That's how that word is spelled. Is it spelled wrong here as well? It is. So show me another MMO company that does that. And just based on Discord numbers, I think you'll have more than 100 players at EA. I think so as well, but I'm being humble. Tiny Violin says me too. About who said what? I'm such a boomer. I don't know how to use this. You guys are doing this the right way, in my opinion. Live streams, development, very upfront about expectations. Excited for when you can contribute cash. Right on. Tiny Violin agrees. Oh, you can give me your money. Nick and I will take your money on the DL. Self-addressed stamped envelope full of dollar bills. But at some point, You can give it to the company. Yeah, I live in Germany. I'm an American, but I live in Germany. And we were very worried about the tax regulations here with regards to getting any money from like streaming. Kind of made us nervous, and it's a pain in the ass like to get tax assistance, legal tax assistance to answer questions. And so we just were like, you know what? Let's just not take any sub money or anything. Looks like Simon added some more dunes and stuff over here. It's nice. I'm supposed to be playing. I almost jumped off the edge here because I'm so used to being a GM character. Oh, that would have been not good. Is there a friends list currently? I don't think there is. There's a feature I've been talking about for a couple years now. I'd really want to get like a social, like, so not only a friends list, but a social ledger so that anytime you group with people, you can look and see the dates, and you'll see who you grouped with, and like who you grouped with, and you can leave, you know, put notes in there and all sorts of stuff. To be honest, transparency and your overall attitude is why I tell people about this game, despite me disagreeing with some of your choices. I appreciate that, Frank. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's a weird thing where it's like we know we can't make everybody happy, especially with the type of game that we're making and some of our wild ideas. But the hope is that if we're just like reasonable enough people, you're kind of like, all right, fair enough. Don't agree with you, but respect it enough. Dude, I am buffed. What is... Okay, lag. Sorry, whoever that was, if you weren't looking to kill me. Oh, I'm level 1, so you can't anyway. Alright, let's go grind. Where's Ollie? Ollie, where are you? Even like a year ago, you were like, I'm fine with being a niche game and not compromising my vision. Yeah, I mean... And some of the stuff, like, I understand why people disagree with it or whatever. I think, when I say I in that situation, I think the team also, like, understands. And there's some stuff even within the team where I think folks are maybe like, nah, not 100% on that. Or, oh, there he is. But hopefully over time it makes more and more sense to folks. Iron Man says there are 3 types of MMOs in my opinion: theme park, WoW, group-based, EQ, and solo-friendly, old school RuneScape. I think it's important to understand all 3 and what players like about all 3. In fact, while EQ is going on, there are other solo-friendly MMOs going on, Realm, Meridian 59. I feel like devs and players are so focused on one type of MMO as if a historian only looked at one period of time. I think it's important to look at all forms of MMO. I think that's fair. Where are you going, Ollie? Where does one find Elrin? Back at the garrison. Well, 100% shit talk corpse runs, but I spend so much time on EQ and I have a laundry list of issues with them. That's fair. Yeah, and I mean, I can't counter that. Like, you are legit deep in EQ. But I do hope that we create a context that feels a little bit, that feels different enough for folks that over time, you kind of see how they're justified in our game, even if it more of just kind of like a time killer or whatever in EQ or current EQ or whatever. Hopefully we get enough of the things that we want to get in that are means of mitigating some of the downsides to these things that you kind of see like, okay, feels good enough. I guess I should be... I guess I could do my quest while I'm here. Oh, yeah, I forget this is now reading from the other characters with this name, I guess. Hey, Chess Solo. Defiant Possum says, I'm a bit bummed I didn't get to play much at all this weekend, kids and whatnot, but I'm super stoked for EA. Yeah, and don't worry, we're gonna have more tests, and it probably won't be another 6 months before the next one. Will there be hidden Easter eggs from the old EQTs or completely new world? It's a new world. We really don't want to do pop culture references and it'd be too referential, especially on the lore side and stuff. We want you to have a world that you're... Yeah, no Fippy and stuff. Now, there may be an Ashira that kind of reminds you of Fippy or something, but... There you go. You guys love invisible walls and floors? Yeah, well, I mean, there's some traps. Kicking snakes is one of those things where it's like, that's not a, you know, that's one of those things where if you know, you know. Heard somebody talking about Kelithic. Did I miss the joke? Yeah, so we were showing off, some concepts of a elven tree city, and one of our wonderful, I forget who it was it Lasava, was it Quixonet? Somebody said looks more like Kelithin, looks more like Kelithic. And we just died laughing. Yeah, we want to get more invisible walls and more traps and things like that in place. Hey, Hoth. Don't know why you're running in place. Chompers, the croc on the beach. Yeah, you know, that's one of those things, if you know, you know. We don't feel like that takes away from things. As someone who has never played EQ and has no nostalgia or anything like that, I am really enjoying this game being... having played the last several hours today. Cores, that is wonderful to hear. Yeah, I mean, I hope we're pleasantly surprised by the number of people that just kind of get in. I know where Giselle is. I put her in the game. Quit running off. Ollie, I thought we were a team. Bards have ADD or something. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of secrets. We have the ability to... We've got some fun tools already to help us just really make it so that you find a lot of weird stuff over time. Well, I'll let you run ahead. She's in the hospice. Cores, did you play any other like older MMOs, or where are you coming from? Tell us all about yourself. This is market research for us. Ollie trolling Sean is exactly what I needed today. Yeah. Well, then you could hang out with us every day. It's a bit off-putting at first not having a map or quest log. Well, you missed the quest log. You missed the quest log. Hey, check it out. You guys need to read this before the next playtest. Quick guide link right here. Look, there's a quest log, but it only logs what's been said. It's not like a quest tracker or you know, like a it's just truly like an old school log. But Sarah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It may not be in there, to be honest. Maybe it didn't exist when the guide was last updated. Maddox says, I grew up on the original EQ, Unforgiving Dark Nights, where night vision mattered, slow naked corpse runs across the entire continent, trusting others, since consent allowed looting. I remember that. Sketchy. Zone-wide trains due to poor mob pathing. Overcoming those challenges are what made the game leave such an impression. Unfortunately, as I've gotten older, I don't have the time or patience. It's fair. We understand that even for people that loved the old games, this may be the wrong time for them. It doesn't log the pantomime. Oh yeah, because it's not. We've gotta get it logging emotes and stuff as well. Thought of a new trade skill, shrubber. They make shrubberies. That's not something when I look it up on Urban Dictionary. It's not gonna be something weird, is it? Shrubbing. Used to draw maps for old school EQ. Right on. I just printed them out. Nearly 40 hours to level 8. Oh, shrub. It's a Monty Python ref. Okay. Shit. If that was a snake, it would have bit me. Three-ring binder for sure. And if it was a snake, it would have kicked me. Yeah. Okay, Core's responded. I miss it. Started with original WoW. Probably not surprising, but I prefer the classic version. I think this is closer to those values than most modern MMOs. Yeah, we've you know, a lot of people, they mentioned the fact that we've got like some EQ roots, but we've got folks on the team that are big WoW heads. As a matter of fact, we've got a couple people on a team that never played EQ, but definitely play classic WoW. You know, people like Nick and Ollie have huge amounts of game experience in both and are bringing that to bear, right? So there's a number of things that we're looking at, and we do think that there will be a number of people that liked EQOA, so EverQuest Online Adventures, Final Fantasy XI, classic WoW, EQ, right? That should potentially enjoy this game. The playtest, because I'm in Germany, I always screw up when playtests end because they end in EQ hours. Not EQ, sorry, I was reading. In US hours. And so it says in Discord, here, go to Discord. I honestly don't remember. Late at night in the US. So you still have plenty of time. Darksider. 12 p.m. Eastern? I always assume it's like Western. Western. West Coast, PST. Just because that adds more hours. Yeah, so midnight tonight in one of your time zones. If you're in the US. Can we hope that servers get accidentally left on again tonight? It depends on whether or not Ollie set up the whole turn off thing. the right way this time. Curious if there are things that you learned from EQ that you don't want in Monsters and Memories. Programmers, I would say there are a number of things that we started doing to try to become more mass market, even though at the time we kind of were the mass market. There were a lot of things that we started adding in, like instancing and additional currencies and just certain quality of life things where we didn't really think about, is there a better way that we could do this without losing some of the player independence and social sort of friction and things like that. So yeah, some of that stuff. There's some things that we never got a chance to fully explore back then that are on the list as well. Like doing more with religion, doing more with factions. There's a holiday? What holiday is tomorrow? June. Oh, you're Canadian. Canada Day tomorrow, Canadian. It's right above that. I should have seen it. I don't even know that we have proof that Canada is a real place. I think you're trying to swindle us. Taryn said, I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to exploring more in the future in M&M is mod actions. Been going around trying to taste random things in the world. We'll give you more to taste and pull and rub. Oh shit, get that thing away. Dang, Barty. Player race faction limitations, like evil races being KOS in good cities. Yeah. As we have more of that available, we'll be making sure that the game reflects that. Right now, we're kind of limited, so we're a little weak on that front. Oh, I did not scribe my taunt. Yeah, it'd be fun messing with the religion stuff. Okay, I was like, all I gotta do is have one of these swings connect. Come on. How much involvement did you have with Eldon? I was the expansion lead at the time, and I was, if not the champion or sort of person that pitched the approach, I was definitely one of the main champions for it. But if you remember correctly, Eldon had instancing, and if you remember from Planes of Power, we actually faked instancing with scripts and multiple copies of areas like the hedge maze and stuff under the zone, and we did some of that in Plane of Justice as well, I think. So it was one of those things where I'd been playing Anarchy Online, and the little mission spaces were interesting to me, and so I came in and asked the tech guys if I was like, hey, I'm playing in like my own little pocket zone. Is it possible that we could do that for raids? I was actually asking about instancing for raids more than I was anything else, because at the time I was really into like raiding with my guild, and I was you know, I designed a few raids, put in a few raids, and primarily in Luckland, because I went like Luckland to you know, I went from being an apprentice, full-time apprentice in Luckland, to being the expansion lead for Planes of Power over the course of like that, basically during that short of a period because we had the entire like design team leave to go work on Vanguard. And so I wound up going from being like one of the new people on the team to one of the more experienced people on the team pretty quickly. And I'm a take charge kind of guy. And so, yeah, the problem that we had with raids was zerging. And people forget how much complaining was going on about zerging, right? Like big guilds were like, why are, you know, just randos able to zerg, you know, zerg the shit out of stuff. And we've actually been gearing up and learning strats and learning how to communicate and stuff. And then 200 people just hit the same target. And so with instancing, the idea was, okay, we can control the player count variable, and that allows us to tune things more specifically and make raids even harder, right? More precise. And so that was the idea with instancing, but like, we didn't know what we were doing, man. We didn't have anybody else to emulate. We didn't know the potential implications on like, yeah, what if I've got a 100-person, you know, 100-person guild that likes to raid together, or a 70-person guild that likes to raid together, and all of a sudden, you know, this instance is 30 people or 50 people, right? Like there was shit like that that we just didn't have the time to fully think through appropriately. And, you know, some of it was us not making the right call. So, but yeah, I remember when we pitched Eldon to Smed at an offsite, it was a 2-day offsite to pitch the next expansion. We went in there and Smed was like, if you're not pitching player housing, I don't want to hear it. And so we had to like pitch the whole, like why instancing is good for casual players after Eldon was after Pop was so raid focused. There was some concern we were too focused on raiding. And then, which they weren't wrong. And then we were like, this will be good for, you know, you can get in and play for 30 minutes and do a real dungeon crawl, which wasn't bullshit. And you can do a dungeon crawl and get some Wayfarer points, grind towards getting items. Like there was a lot of stuff that we were trying out in there. You can, right? Like, so yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot going on during that. Good guild management tools in LOI. It's good expansion. Yeah, they came to us and said, what can you make in 4 months? Like what can you put on a shelf in 4 months? And fortunately our tech guys had a lot of features in the bank. Thanks for the shout out, Migs, Cores, and Pepskage. Thank you for the follows. Bifura says, game looks amazing. Thank you. The team is amped that you guys have responded so nice. Knocked it out of the park with, wow. Oh, right on. That was our, honestly, that was like an expansion made by former customer service dudes. We were all just like players that really loved EQ and moved to California to join the team. Had a little bit of like experience with the tools and decided, well, we didn't decide. The company was like, we've already committed to this expansion being made, so you got to make it. And we did. It was a lot of work. Sheer Dungeon's brutal. Yes, it is. Hopefully we can have more brutal dungeons as we go. Inquisitor is an interesting class. Yeah, it's kind of fun. We were talking about, do we replace the Shadow Knight years and years ago? Do we try something new with some of the classes? And Inquisitor was one that was pitched, and we decided just to do all of them. Oh, hell yeah, he's got a hat. Ollie, you get to have the hat, though. For sure. Ollie said, I called a turban due to my Arabness. Of course, Ollie. That's all you, buddy. I think that's fair. Instancing and PO Time B was actually a really good addition. Oh, nice. Watch out for the scout. Ollie, watch out. Oh, no. I think we can't take it. I don't think we can take it. Run it. Okay. Taunt worked. I sacrificed myself for you, Ollie. Ah. It's no big deal. I know where my corpse is. Can every character max every craft? Bullet at the moment, yeah. I don't know that we're going to change it, but at the moment, yeah. Hales Looker said, having a blast. Nice. Thank you. Madrai said, that's why I asked. Loved Eldon for the record. It kept me engaged for a long time. I must have run a few hundred of those at least. From someone who is principally against instancing as well implemented, considering. Hey, thank you. Your FAQ says small groups will be the main focus rather than large raids. Refreshing. Yeah, I mean, invariably we're going to have raids. We'll have multi-group content, right? But we really want to make sure that people really enjoy the journey, really enjoy the group play, really enjoy the leveling game, and we don't invalidate all of that by like putting too much of a focus on the raid progression part of things. Great to see so much interest in the game. Pepskish says, you guys have made insane progress so fast. Super impressive. Hey, thanks. Hopefully the team's seeing this. Pass it along to the team. If you're not in our Discord, please join. They've just been steady just chopping away at this thing. What are your thoughts on the current lighting system? Do you have... Is there something about a good zone to hang out? Oh, I'm reading two different comments at the same time. I'm like, what? Have plans to mess around with different shading styles. Stylistically, you mean like textures? Or you mean shading? There's some stuff that we'll continue to tweak with like how our shaders work. Some things with like the AO and other settings. A lot of the textures, the bulk of the textures are placeholder, and we're going to continue to work on those. But the hand-painted style of the game is the style of the game. Ali said, guards don't care, but however, I'm an important person with an important turban, so they help me. It's true. Is there an XP bar? How do you know what level of difficulty the mobs are? There's an XP bar on your paper doll. Like, if you hit I, look at your inventory, that yellow thing with the blue down at the bottom, which is easy to miss, is our current placeholder XP bar. Oh, Ollie's got it covered. Will Beetlebutt as a surname be censored? No. You can be Beetlebutt. Was feeling lonely today, saw two Necros, followed them. One almost died, healed them, got invited to a party. Oh, nice. I just leveled. Thank you, Ollie. About to get attacked. Played with them for an hour. Found out we were all Norwegian. Found an entrance to Wormsbane. One died. Got it so much fun. That is a beautiful story. That is what the game's all about, dude. I'm not just saying it. That is what this game is all about. Meeting Norwegians. You feel ready for war. Kamashade feels ready for war. Ali is in Bahrain. That was me trying extra hard to pronounce it properly. You got it more wrong, actually? Shit. Alright, I need to stop that. I need the better phonetics, Ali. Bahrain. Ali is from Bahrain. Just for that, I'm not taunting. Ollie, I need to sell. I need to sell so I can go buy some more spells. Dude, what's going on with my frame rate right now? I think I might need to reset my client, Ollie. I did not restart my machine before streaming, so maybe that's gonna do bad things to me. Ollie, you gotta teach me how to pronounce Bahrain now that you called me out. I'm gonna restart my client. I'll be right back. Let me check something. Nervrek said, "Are people able to flag PvP on Norvo servers?" Asked because I saw another player wearing red. They may have been hardcore mode. We don't have a lot of different distinguishing colors at the moment. Nerve-wrecked. Bard wearing only leather final decision. I got baited by the wiki thinking it was plate or mail. I think it's gonna be a mix of both. I thought it was gonna be a mix of both. Whoever's doing art style, love it. Rentazilla, thanks. You should check out Goblin's streams. So get in our Discord. You'll be notified whenever there's streams going on. You can check out the work that Goblin's doing, and then he's doing a lot of the concept work that helps inform the style. And then you can see both environment character artists that like Pattis and Zukin and other folks. So that helped my FPS a little bit. Yeah, MBGT. I drop frames as well looking at Night Harbor at the moment, but Oh, I thought you were attacking me. I thought you were attacking me. I heard a goblin jump past me. I thought you were attacking me. I was getting ready to smash the shit out of you. Thank you. Where are you, Ollie? Dude, I immediately hit auto attack and started casting. I was like, oh. Ollie, I gotta go sell some stuff. Yeah, I thought he was swinging too. The goblins are kind of squirrely looking when they come at you. What do I have to sell? You know what? I'm probably not going to use this. You know what? My pouches aren't full. My pouches aren't full, but if I can go sell this scythe, then scythe, then I can if I can sell this scythe, not scythe, scythe, then I can buy so a couple more spells that I need. I think there's something that I want to have at level 1. Are zones being owned by one designer like EQ handle things, or is it kind of design style guide being followed by everyone? There's a lot of input on different zones at the sort of design phase, high level design, depending on the zone. But then, you know, all right, I'm gonna make the trek by myself. But then, you know, one of us will grab like a point of interest or a zone and just start drilling down on it. Like I'm currently working in Fallen Pass, for example. But I've had a lot of discussion with Hamad on lore related to it. And then it's based off of maps that we worked with Nicodemus on, right? So it's a little bit of... Do I get the shoot ability? I think I do. Alright. Let me go. Hey, Darius. Alright, so and then everybody like has feedback. We're a very talky team behind the scenes. Like there's a lot of discussion going on all the time in our Slack. And so people be like, hey, what about this? Or, you know, hey, we saw this feedback in the community. That type of stuff. Seeing a lot of people just running in place, Ollie. Kind of spooky. Nice, love the zones felt handcrafted where designers put a lot of love and thought into details. Yeah, so there are a number of things where we talk about sort of the best way to do a thing and standardize stuff, whether that be itemization or quests or whatever, naming. And then we look at how we can try to get the best of both worlds, like try to have things that aren't just wildly broken or out of sync, but also retain that weird, buggy, handcrafted, eclectic, you know what I mean? Like we want there to be weird one-off shit and weird things that feel a little broken and like, oh, is this supposed to be this good? Or, oh, this quest feels totally... Like, if you play the newbie quests, they're all really different. There's no real balance between them. Did I already say hi, Dreg? Do you know if their monk abilities past level 6? Love monk, but last night in a group it felt like I contributed less than the SK damage-wise. Rentazilla, I'm not sure. I would think that there probably is, but all the classes are in progress. Tupac said we played 22 hours yesterday. Hell yeah. Oh no! I sold the wrong thing. Oh no! I sold my sword and not the scythe. Now I am not as OP as I should be. Serves me right for cheating. Oh my god. Let me see if I can buy it back. You saw that and you didn't tell me? Alright, let me buy shoot. Mind exhaustion, torment, aura of magic resistance. Oh no. I gotta buy arrows as well. This is critical. That wouldn't happen if we had more playtests? No, it would happen more if we had more playtests. I blame you for distracting me. Easy come, easy go. I just feel bad because someone was kind enough to give me that sword and now I've wasted it. Add a buyback option, please. Oh, in this case, it wouldn't even help me. But yeah, it's not a bad idea. It wouldn't have helped me just because I had to spend the money. Keep crashing a black screen. Have to turn off laptop back on. Nothing else works. Keith, John, Ollie, have you seen that with anybody else? That's not a holdover from the thing you fixed yesterday, is it? No, it shouldn't be. Okay. Not where I wanted to go. Robot, can we do something about gnome corpses? They're hard to see with gnomes being so small. When they become corpses, they're even smaller. What would we do? Justin Beard. When a gnome dies, just delete it. So rude. Make them die upright. Have gnomes explode on death. They're just like this smoldering... Wow, that was freaky. Smoldering pile of gnome. Chad Poles, thank you for the follow. I heard a goblin behind me. Player crafted goggles where the gnome glows or something. We've talked about like there being some different spells like necro spells and stuff where you could get a locate corpse spell that then makes your corpse glow. So one of our programmers, John, says, not sure. It's always possible it's heat or memory related. If your laptop's getting too hot or if you have some bad memory, you can run a memory diagnostic. Or if you think the laptop's extra dusty in there, you might want to clean it out. Is there anything that, like with FPS limits or whatever, is there something that I could potentially do to reduce the impact of the game on the laptop? Slash FPS 20. Slash background FPS 10. Where is Ollie? Where are you, Ollie? Reduce resolution. It is Fate says, I'm doing the archaeologist journal portion of the road quest. I have 5 pages. Is there a rare drop journal container? There's an archaeologist journal portion of a road quest? I don't remember writing that. Ollie, this gnome tried to get me. I mean, this sewer gnome tried to get me. You didn't break line of sight, buddy. I need to buy some arrows. Slash spit. What was I doing to him? None of your business. It was dark. It was in a corner. Was that you, Keith? Of course that was you. Sorry, I missed we were talking about Road Quest. Sinistan wants to journal. Okay, yeah, it uses the Ashir quest. Overlaps with the Ashir quest. Yeah, so there is a journal that drops. So there are pages and there is a journal. I'm not spoiling it for you. I'm not here to ruin the game for you. I'm just telling you that it is a thing that exists. It is fate you must play. Figured it might have been a ground spawn. That's thanks for a tip. You're welcome. How much cash do I have left? 3. That's not very much. Oh, that's a actual player corpse. While Ollie's eating, I will oops. See if I can get some cash going. What can I buy? While I'm here. Right now I'm broke, but at least I can sell this. I don't think I can sell that. I guess we'll see. Justin says I have to say games like these are keeping me sane. Most people don't know the mental stuff I have to deal with every day. It's exhausting. I'm glad that we could be an outlet for you, buddy. PvP server has been a blast. Community had a great time this weekend. Nice to hear. Thank you for caring about us toxic PvPers. We love our special children. Cannot believe I sold that sword. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Such a dum-dum. M&M PvP has a lot of potential. Look forward to working on it more. Yeah, I mean, EQ's PvP with all of its weirdness and blemishes and afterthoughtness was something special. Where am I going? I'm so not looking at the screen half the time. I'm reading chat and just walking in the walls. PvP's been solid. Going to write up a big feedback thread here shortly. Steve Wall said, "All right on." After watching Quarm Best of the Best, I have to agree with that. Man, Best of the Best was so awesome back in the day. My guild leader, we were on a smaller server, but we were the big boys on a smaller server, and my guild leader actually won the game-wide Shadow Knight. He was the game-wide Shadow Knight Best of the Best winner. Ranadin the Grave Lord. Justin Beard says, Robot, you'll like this. I ran around last night with a group and found a mushroom cave and a spider crypt. Badass, dude. The mushroom cave is going to have a big overhaul and it's going to be awesome. It really does. A lot of niche stuff made that have great PvP potential. Dune Sandstorm mid-chase was intense. Oh, wow. I didn't even consider those things interacting. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. I could imagine that. Dude, I got a little excited during that PvPing. Ever since I lost my finger, I put my hands on the wrong keys all the time. It's so goofy. The PvP shakes? Yeah, I got a little excited. I was like, oh man, don't mess this up. People are watching probably. News on the prosthetic. The news on the prosthetic is the people I've been working with on it have been very disappointing. I rarely write a bad review, but if they don't contact me in the next 2 weeks after this last time going in to talk to them, I'm gonna assume that it's like they're just blowing me off again. They've been so slow. I've had to contact them every time to follow up. I finally, like, after basically saying, hey, is this going to happen or should I just not do it? They're like, oh yeah, actually I've just made an appointment with the representative from the company that makes the cool one. Went in, they photoed the hand, did the measurements, all that stuff. But I get the impression it's because we've just got normal insurance here in Germany. We don't have private insurance. The impression I get is they just don't think it's going to be covered by insurance because they're like, oh, it's just your pinky. And so that's kind of the vibe I get. So I think they're just like bullshitting around because they don't think it's going to be covered anyway. So yeah, if I don't hear back in the next couple of weeks, I'm basically just going to let them know that, like, hey, service super disappointing. I might try somewhere else. I'll also let the orthopedist know that recommended them, and then see what happens. I'm like, I don't sweat it. It's not a big deal, honestly. You know, I'll live, but yeah, if it would help with typing, that'd be badass. And I noticed, like, I'm lifting weights again now that shoulder's healed up, and there is some grip changes that suck, so. But whatever, I'll live. Ishuatare, wie geht's? Alles gut? Hast du in den letzten paar Tage gespielt oder nein? Disappointing slow service, decided to keep rust fingers to avoid this place. Well, if I lost one more finger, I would actually, the insurance would cover it. Like, they're not factoring in that this other finger is just, it still doesn't function properly from where that knuckle's broken off. Madge says, robot, if it makes you feel better, I severed the nerves, tendons, arteries in my left forearm 2017. I was fortunate enough to have one of the best surgeons in the country on call at the time. He used a microscope to put it together. I can still type, thankfully. It's a big deal for my job. Close call. That sounds super sketchy. I had my finger voluntarily amputated because I had torn the tendon so bad on the bottom side that it was I would show people on stream as like this witch finger. It's the tendon had pulled it completely contorted. It was like, ah. And so I was just like, they're like, we can fuse it, but it'll always be stiff. Or we could try a couple surgeries and it most likely wouldn't work. I was like, just cut it off then. And they're like, yeah, we could do that. But like I've done jujitsu for a long time, so my hands are pretty arthritic, pretty messed up. And also like boxing, you know, wouldn't be able to like have it in a boxing glove in a nice way. Shooting, you know, so all that fun stuff, it wouldn't really be good for that. So I was just like, just cut it off, get it out of the way. Ich habe leider keine Zeit für den Eminem-Stresstest. Ah, schade. Schade. Aber ich glaube in den nächsten Monaten, wir haben noch eine, vielleicht. Arbeitest du jedes Wochenende, oder? Almost cut my thumb off with Circular Star about 20 years ago. Watched them sew back on. Oh, that's gnarly. Yeah, this was very non-traumatic, dude. Like, great surgeons, great surgery. My wife is an oral surgeon. And so she knew the anesthesiologists and stuff. And because they do, I almost said the German for it, full narcose. They do general... I'm forgetting my English. And they do general anesthesia for dental patients there. So she knew all the girls that were doing the anesthesia and stuff. So got super good service. My dad ripped his thumb off on his right hand when he was like 8 years old, goat cart racing. He was in a goat cart race and went to wave to his parents, and his hand hit the chain link fence and it just ripped his thumb off. So after all these years, my dad and I match in a strange way. There's a moment where they weren't sure about the end result and amputation was on. That would have been pretty intense, man. Like, I have a newfound respect for anybody that's had amputations. Like, just learning, you know, dealing with a little bit of phantom sensation and, you know, just the way it kind of changes, and that weird idea of like that I'll never feel anything with that finger again, and my brain doesn't seem to really want to understand that. My brain doesn't get it. Ich arbeite nicht in dem Wochenende, habe meinen Bruder besucht. Ah, okay. So vielleicht nächstes Mal ist es kein Problem. Hoffentlich. Any reason why Rel Night Harbor is so laggy? I've had other servers not nearly as bad. How many people are in Night Harbor relative to those others? Arctic Noob. Let's see. And I don't think it's as straightforward as players, but maybe Ollie could answer that. Let's see. Update, crashed twice more, managed to attack an NPC, get out of the areas, crashed right when I died, but entered the game again, stayed in game without crashing 5 minutes, put it in Discord. Okay, thank you for the update. Maybe the guys can help. What does Phantom Digit stuff feel like? Like I always have a sensation that my finger is trying to, you know how you can do this kind of thing? So there's always a sensation that my finger wants to bend. Like, my finger wants to bend here, but it's locked. So I just have to ignore that. There was, like, not really pain, but a lot of sensation early on. And I'd watched some videos a while back, just of vets dealing with lost limbs. And I'd seen how they've done mirror therapy, where you look at a mirror, and you would move your leg or you move your arm or whatever, and then you would replicate the movement on the other side, and sort of mentally your brain would think that it's moving. So in the first couple of weeks after I had it amputated, I just do this number and look at these fingers, and it would make my brain think that this finger is moving, and the sensation would fade. Like my brain would just start thinking, oh yeah, like all my fingers are moving, all 10 fingers are moving, and then the sensation would just kind of go away. Like it just did it now. So little shit like that. You know, just the pain wasn't bad. I think I had a grand total of 2 pain pills. No, that's not true. I had no pain pills immediately after surgery, and then the next week I just went back to working again, and that caused you know, some pain. So I took a pain pill in the morning and pain pill at night for like 4 or 5 days, and that was it. And then I've had shoulder surgery right after that, and didn't need any pain pills for that either, which, coming from the US, I'm so used to them just giving you pain pills that when the Germans were like, oh, just take ibuprofen, I was like, oh shit, that reminds me of like the army days. Because we didn't really, you mainly got like Motrin or whatever as an army dependent, or when I was in the army. And yeah, it just, pain pills weren't needed. Let's see. Ishiwatari said, next Mal, ich bin dabei 100%. I have to see what the PvP is like. Right on, dude. Exciting. John says, you would think the Finch would have gotten his outer fingers unless he was reaching across his body. I think he did this number. I think he was waving like this, and it hit and went this way. And the fact that his arm maybe caught is why there was so much pressure. Ow, shit. My shoulder doesn't, it's still learning. I've still got some like movements that suck. Cannot wait to get back to 100%, but it's been nice at least being able to do some lifting in the last week. Keith says Rel has been laggy compared to the other servers. Yeah, we'll have to figure out why. Because I think Triminax had more players. Listen to a podcast with Geezer Butler, and he was talking about Tony Iommi's fingers. Didn't realize one of the most iconic guitarists was missing half his fingertips. I thought it was... Is it more than one? I know he's missing at least one. I thought it was like he cut his pinky off when he was a butcher or something. I used to have... I'm a left-handed guitarist as well, or at least... I mean, I haven't played in forever, but when I was younger, I was a left-handed guitarist, and I loved Sabbath. So when I had some money, back when I was working on an EQ and got royalty checks, I bought the Tony Iommi edition Gibson SG. It was super cool. Sheet Metal Factory, that's what it was. And wasn't that why he detuned his wasn't that like why he detuned things a bit, which led to sort of their sound? Or that's so cool. When life gives you lemons, you make Black Sabbath. Basically play with thimbles over 2 fingers. Okay, cool. 2 fingers. I should read all of the stuff. Can't rub my thumb around the neck of the guitar since I cut my thumb. Oh, I can imagine, man. That's a bummer. Will fishing be a focus? As in, will there be rare spawns for crafting in special areas? Yep. Yeah, we've already done some of the groundwork for that type of rare spawn. We'll be having fishing utilize our conditions as well. So the stuff like the different moon phases, time of day, season, weather, all that stuff will work with fishing. Is it multi-combat PvP or... Yeah. You can get ganked by everybody at once. When life gives you lemons, you create a whole new genre of music. Exactly. You made a wizard named Electric Wizard. No one got it. Not a huge fan of themes, but I like that sound. Yeah. Got some pelt. The creepy organ music in Wormsbane is brilliant. Robert's a madman. Do you need Titanium Edition to play Randomly Lost Person? That's a good one. It's so much easier than that. You just have to get the installer, and we'll do the rest for you. Still don't really understand the experience bar in the character window. Kenji, what's tricking you? Still waiting on your Stone UI version of the game. Comes out 4/20. Oh wait. Stone. Biggest quality of life improvement? Yes, that you don't need titanium. John, remember you saying you were into hardcore and punk, at least when you were younger? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't read super well yet. We've got work that we'll be doing. We even have like some concept art for the experience bar. It's just not in yet. We've got some interesting concept art if you go back through our old updates. blows your mind that Adam Sandler is from New Hampshire? I had no idea. In-house Magello? Like web-based character viewer? You mean that we... Maybe the server's getting in a weird state. You mean like one that we develop and maintain? I don't know if we'll do that. May end up being a lot of work that we don't want to do. In that case, check out Electric Chair, a great band. Alright. I'll open it in another tab right now. Electric Chair Band. API access for third party or locking that down? I'm unsure. That's a good question for Ollie. Ollie, API access for something to do like a Magello, or... Ollie, watch with us getting so low on hit points. We don't want to get third-partied. Goes against our obfuscation principles, doesn't it? I agree with that. I wasn't sure what you guys were thinking. When it comes to data, I'm as much a how do we keep things secret as much as possible type as there is, but Justin Beard, it means that we give them access to certain information where they're then able to create their own like tools and means of displaying that information, that data. Yeah, I agree, Darius. Oh, Jackal Pup is about to get in the mix. I think I'm going down, guys. I was about to say I need to go sit by the guard, but in addition to teaching people east-west for the sun, I really do feel like it'll help people learn left-right or just orientation in general. Yeah, we're gonna be the reason why a whole new generation of people learn fieldcraft. I am an inquisitor, Borluck. Yep, Justin Beard. Exactly. Nursing home better have good internet. We're gonna work a deal out with all the nursing homes. Would you ever consider server transfers? Yeah, we definitely consider them. We want servers to maintain their integrity as much as possible, but we know that server transfers will inevitably be something we need to support in some form. Personally, I think server transfers should come with like a public ledger that shows who moved from where to where. With the rare exception being, you know, if like a legit case could be made about harassment or something, but honestly, I'd rather get rid of the harassers. But I think something like a public ledger would be better, so that, you know, because it's important for the community to understand things as well, right? Like, especially as players get more and more high end. You don't want the random person showing up with a cobalt breastplate, you know, before before anybody's even made it in to actually complete the first kill, right? So like, oh, someone's got a cobalt breastplate. No one on our servers ever killed track, which is actually how they discovered somebody was that somebody at the company was actually making and selling items back in the day. That person got in a lot of trouble. Like legit trouble. That was back when shit was being sold on eBay. When you could buy tunes on eBay and stuff. Or that, not back when, I mean, it's not like it ever went away in different forms, but it was like that first time that the concept ever entered someone like my mind or whatever. Yeah, it may actually, like you're saying, Wu-Tang, it may actually reduce a certain amount of like guild drama. Name changes and server transfers, if there's a public ledger of it, then people can't like ninja and bail and screw their guild. You did that a few times during Wrath of the Lich King? Yeah, but you were young then. You were young and wild. You'd never do that now, right? You're like 12? Exactly. Oh no! Wait. I don't think I got this either. I felt bad. I was like, did I just accidentally target my group mate? Sorry, Adrian. Adrian distracted me. Okay, cool. I didn't think you could, but like when I was switching targets, my group mate just fell over and I was like, that's not good. I don't trust this tiny violin character over here. If anybody's been known to get people killed. Didn't realize we had a hardcore mode? Yeah. Figured you appreciate it. I'm actually not crazy about hardcore. I was just playing it because it was vanilla WoW. And yet, think of the joy you brought the world. For whatever reason, that dwarf running by with the just had a cool look with the name Bishop. Kind of looked badass. That guy right there. I want to pet that dwarf. First did such a good job adding in the little bards and stuff. Has anybody attacked me besides you? No, I think you're it. I thought it'd be a lot more sketchy in here. Are there XP modifiers on classes? Kivlov, nope. Not that I know of. Perplexed that a dwarf and an ogre can be an elementalist. Looking forward to it. It'll all make sense one day. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. How much cash do I have? 202. Oh, time to go Make some free money real quick. Whoa, what's attacking you, Ollie? Just noticed that the cook vendor will, in the inn, will buy and sell human meat? Yeah. Oops, wrong spot. Is there a secret cult in Night Harbor? I don't want to ruin any surprises for you, but I would say you should think in terms of plural when you think cult. Are there secret cults in Night Harbor? Oh shit, that's cooked, isn't it? Is he gonna... Oh man, I don't know if he buys cooked. I forget. I don't know that he buys cooked. That may have been a waste of money. Does it have anything to do with giant statue in the harbor? No. Maybe. Not really. Indirectly. Possibly. Statues in the harbor might have had something to do with it a long time. Okay, I can. Cool. Sojourners are secretly the bad guys, trust me? Oh, why would you think that? The gut feeling. Don't go into creepy basements then? Yeah, avoid creepy basements. Avoid anything creepy, to be honest. Have my breakfast and it's time. Alright, welcome back, Unchained. Our Starbucks is supposedly haunted by a way they named the entity Olivia. What has Olivia done? Can we visit the green glowy castle before EA, please, please? Maybe. Do we know, do we have a memory leak associated with selling? It may seem like a weird question, but I feel like my frame rate has dropped after my runs where I've gone and sold stuff. Could be the icon data, yeah. Is that one of the things that you guys were looking at, right? Did I sell some frames? I accidentally sold that badass sword you gave me, and I sold my frames. That's funny. John's checking into it. Okay, cool. Damn! I look sketchy. I forgot how scary I look. I wouldn't mess with me. I actually really like this character. Even have a kill to my name so far. He's already optimized it in the master branch. Cool. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be some stuff that we'll have fixed for sure prior to the next time you guys get in here. G-Willikers asked, do you have ideas for recognitions of first, like a guild can raise 50 platinum to write a public post as permanent for the test the rest of the server life? The idea of there being some things like that, it's definitely appealing. And even maybe tying that into some sort of like AQ style world event, world quest type stuff. Why are humans the scariest looking race in this game? Because we need breadth. And we haven't put into like super meanies yet. We haven't put in trolls. We haven't put in deep gnomes who are just cuties, and deep dwarves who are just rough, and deep elves who are just misunderstood. Nice. I've got some more cash to be able to go buy some more spells. So I'm gonna do that, Ollie. You guys stay safe. Can't wait to play a troll. Right on. Gonna be a bit. Gonna be a bit. Thank you for your patience. Be careful. Alright. Are you gonna come after me, Keith? Couldn't wait for the official troll, so I made your own. Are you the person that was trolling me in comments on YouTube? Are deep gnomes the little ash-skinned terror humanoids? Yeah. Are you familiar with Terrence McKenna? Next time you're staring at the deep gnomes concept art, I want you to listen to some nice Terrence McKenna clips, and you'll start to get into their head, man. I hear someone hopping. Very familiar, and you're scared now? Yeah, the deep gnomes are known for their ability to, or for their experience in delving into realms beyond our own and seeing some weird shit. The deep gnomes aren't necessarily like what you would consider evil. They're kind of, you know, like they might take you apart just to kind of see what you're made of, but it's not, they're not mad at you. They're like, you seem interesting. Wonder what you're made out of. They're very curious. Wonder what makes you tick. Well, what happens if we can't put them back together again? We'll deal with that later. Indifference, much more horrifying, yeah. They're, you know, whereas I think I said somewhere, like, if gnomes are astronauts, the deep gnomes are psychonauts. Oh, geez, sounds like the perfect race for my wife. Kind of attitude she has. And they're cute, right? The lore around Darrow in 5th edition D&D is one of the best things about the edition. Really? Darrow D&D 5e. Oh, interesting. I'm not aware of Darrow, to be honest with you, so... Got them back together, but we have these parts left over. I'd say that's an improvement. I can completely see that. If we're talking McKenna, we're gonna need Machine Elves race. Maybe in some expansion. Purifying Blow I've got. Spell Shield, buying it for sure. Magic Break. Mind Exhaustion. How much more experience I need? Alright, I'll come back for kick. Seriously, I honestly thought they were an inspiration for Deep Gnomes. No, I'm very curious to read it now, Darius. That's always a nice coincidence. That... the arts, like... Goblin had the idea for the art for them, and then, just like... the nature of them and all that was something that, or I can't remember, I think Deep Gnomes may have, maybe it was Deep Gnomes lore and then the art. But Deep Gnomes were really something that early on Bunny and I had kind of brain jammed on, and I enjoyed the idea of these little weirdos so much I just kind of kept going with it. So now I'm curious to see what they're doing with it, and then see if we're missing anything cool or whatever. Would love more beard options on gnomes, not gonna lie. I think more beard and hair options and face options in general is gonna be nice. And stuff like that, even after we're in early access and all of that, like, if we were to make $1 bazillion, what we'd want to do is just jam in more options, right? If we don't make any dollars, then it'll just take longer. But we still want to do it. Can we get some long beard options for gnomes? I'd love a garden gnome to play as. Yeah, I think different styles, longer beards, different hairs, all that stuff would be cool. PvP server, I'm always curious when I hear a random jump. Will females get beard options? Female dwarves. Watching Shadows of the Castle on Shaded Dunes, passing across Stan looks good. Hey. You like that there's green and brown options for the ogres? Makes them look pretty different from each other. Yep. How do we find quest givers in the starting area? Couldn't find them on my map. You need to update your UI. The Matswar. Oh, I don't have this guy at all. This is not going to happen. What do you think about high variations within races? I think if we do it too much, like if we put too much of a focus on that, then I think the races start to lose some of their distinct differentiation. Don't know, you know, maybe one of those things that over the years or whatever we may change our mind on, but for now it's a it's a no-go. What can you tell us about the Matswar? So he's sort of a Hades figure in this universe. I want to be careful not to describe. I don't want to go too far on that. I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. Ollie, are we being corpse camped or? Okay. I already worship at the Matswar Shrine, so I hope I don't regret it. Oh, I don't think there's anything to regret there. Alright, Ollie. TurboPath said corpse camped. There's a term I haven't heard in a couple of decades. Yep, he wants legs as well. Wu-Tang, I thought there were different recipes. You do different turn-in for different results. I could have sworn. It's been a long time since I looked at that quest. There's currently no safe spot, so I definitely can picture PvP being a little more fun when the guards are reacting. I don't know why I'm trying to sneak off. You guys can stream snipe me. And it's not like I can drag my corpse to safety. Will all the deep races in one big deep city, or are there separate ones? Over time, there will be separate ones. Initially, we may have a few in the Deep Elf City. Twelfth Night said, "Is it time for a Sean hunt?" It's not super hard. How is that even a hunt? Is it time for a Sean fish in a barrel? What kind of shit is that? What have I done to you people? Is this the gratitude we get? Staying up at 11 p.m. Old man like me on a work night. Only to deal with your nonsense, 12th night. It's like, where's Waldo? And there's one character in the picture. That's not what I wanted to do. Don't make promises you can't keep. What? I have made no promises so far this stream. Don't go near. Stay away from Westgate. People jumping newbies. Stinkrinkle says. Someone asked names. Bird Ops crew. He's got a bard. Oh shit. It's most damage silver. I'm gonna go to the North Gate. Nerdturt's not listening to Group Say or just missing it or whatever. And my respawn is over there. Hey, Bills. Yes, the test is going very nicely. We got 108 people on Orel. We got 106 people on Crivia. 123 on Triminax, the sleeper hit server. That's what, like, that's something like around 340 something. We got another 119 on El Tendra, so it's like 450. No, wait, 460. Plus 40 on the Mats bar, it looks like, so 500, oh, 550. That's kind of been the average over the weekend. Not massive, but not bad. Lisava, ahoy there. You said ahoy, it made me think of Chips Ahoy, which made me think of cookies. Shit. I really want a big bowl of cookies, but I'm trying to be healthy. I've had so many months without being able to like really work out because of the various surgeries, and I've lost muscle mass, and it all migrated to my belly muscles. My love handles. My lovely lady lumps. So it's been a little bit of reducing my sugar. Dude, it's so hard to reduce sugar intake in Germany. Sugar and bread will be the end of me. I'm leaving the group. I didn't get a response. Any reason why the spell tab's not working in your book anymore? Because you died and your spell book is on your corpse. Bill said, heck yeah, above 500 is great. Performance has been really good too, all things considered. Yeah, definitely, all things considered. They're killing naked noobs for fun, I guess. Who? Bird Drop. Be cool, man. We are a brutal race from another galaxy, Birdop says. Nah, you're just bird droppings abbreviated, he said. It's all happening right here. Birdop's crew is killing noobs. I come in peace. You have the book? The tab's not there? Is the book... Where is the book? Is the book on a belt slot? Is it in your primary? Like... Watch this guy right here. Oh, I think I dropped my spell book somewhere. How? Can you drop this? It's no drop. It's on a corpse. Are you sure it's not a corpse? Hey, Katie, what's up? We're having so much fun? Yes, mission accomplished. Jacob the Mighty said I just got a count ban from having the name Rim Jobs. What did you think was going to happen, Jacob? Let me check Slack to see who banned you. Who banned him? Anybody listening? General. Keith said, how do I kick someone without banning them? Probably good to rename. Oh, there you are. You're famous. Oh, it's a tough crowd, Jacob. Keith said, just relog, you're not banned anymore. It was a typo? What other name would it have been other than Rim Jobs? Flatzilla. Rim Jobs was just a simple wagon repair man. We don't even have the wagon repair skill in yet. Carzette's laughing. So a guy I worked with, my old boss, his ex-wife, before she was his ex-wife, she made her first EQ character. And she named the EQ character, it was a gnome wizard named Fingerbang. And immediately had her name changed. She's like, it's a wizard. You know, magic. Like, I don't think anybody believes that. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to mim one of my spells. I'm fucked. He's yellow to me as well. Ugh. Once the guards can assist, little man, this game won't be going on again. I grouped with a goblin named D's Nuts for 3 hours yesterday. Seems like a nice guy. I mean, it seems pretty normal to me, honestly. Sorry, I was reading to see if there's any update in the update on the saga of your name. Those of you that are new here, speaking of Hidden Tree, Dev, are you guys familiar with Eco? If you like what we're doing, if you like this style of game, click that link, Evercraft Online. They have playtests as well. It's extremely fun. Thanks, Keith. It's cute, it's fun, it's hardcore. You will die as much in that game as you die in this game as well. You found the eco design doc? Now you just have to play EQ. You'll find our design doc and we can work in exchange. Jacob, thank you for the follow. Watch the bad names, buddy. We take ourselves very seriously, obviously. Aloth, thank you for the follow. I wonder if sitting by the guards fools people into thinking that you're actually safe there. Alright, so Purifying Blows there, Book 1, Torment. Not a real MMO experience until you've gotten about at least once. Okay, I'm glad we got that off, we got that out of the way. It's not the worst name. We've had to ban a couple other people for really bad names. But only a couple. Can I use below job? No. No, come on. Come on. My rule of thumb is to hug the line just enough to get a chug hole and a finger wag out of a gym. Yeah, I don't know that rim job was hugging the line. I think when you made that name, you knew exactly what line you were rubbing and how. Bart Simpson had some good ones. If they were Simpsons approved, then it might be okay. A bard named Rhyme Job, I think, would probably be questionable. Like, I think that's iffy enough. Hugh Jazz, I think that would work. No. Listen, I spent years wanting to change Tiggle's name. You think we're not gonna get you? Any plans for other scare pieces to make different gear? You should be able to make different gear now. It's just been so long since I looked at that quest, I can't tell you offhand. But, I mean, I know you can... I've seen people with the BP, helms, legs, boots, I think. Or maybe... Maybe not like... Amanda Hug and Kiss, I think is fine. No, Swanee. How was playtest weekend? Ended up helping out, put together an above ground pool with someone. Thought they could assemble themselves. Turns out they couldn't. Playtest has been really, really decent. Oh, you mean with different stats, looks, etc.? There might be some different beetle different beetle types. Everyone seems to be getting that Evercrack feel, so can't complain. Yeah, response has been nice. You played Classic WoW with a rogue called Shadowcom and never got banned. I think it's just because it was a much bigger game and you didn't have server sheriffs. That seems like an odd spec. Happens when you walk in a Night Harbor gate. I've got the feeling that it's something to do with it just being too taxing on your hardware. Could you, Nervec, could you do a /bug and type in what's happening to you? Because that'll also give us your system specs and stuff like that. Let's be honest, WoW community is a mirror of those making the game. Yeah, to some degree, but I mean, some of my friends worked on that game, so I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. 2 gnomes, 1 cup. I mean, if we're allowing goofy phrases, I don't think that's too far. I mean, It's one of those things where we know we're gonna have a bunch of big kids playing our game, right? Like the average age is something like 35 to 40. Oh, hey, I got a cloak. Very impressive. John's God's pushing light. Yeah, that makes me feel awkward. That feels very awkward. Some of the OGs were usurped for questionable practices, weren't they? Oh, I honestly don't remember all the details, but yeah, something like that. Let me see if I can help using just my player abilities. Let me see if I can help. This person get their corpse. It's going to be kind of hard. They went into a very bad part of town. So the hope is we'll continue to add content into Night Harbor. Basically lets you adventure in here from 1 to 60 as well. And align yourself with different factions as you do. And the area that this individual went to is one of those dangerous spots. Yeah, Nerve-wrecked. It might just be like a weird... It might just be some weird interaction. It may not be hardware at all. There's a group in Wormsbane on Row that consists of a 17, 18, 19, and 2 20s. Wow, indeed. Curious to see their playtime. This place is claiming some folks. Could be a bad occluder in Night Harbor. I mean, it could be all sorts of stuff. No custom constellations yet. Just familiar ones. Assume those are carryovers from stress tests. I think that's a fair assumption as well. Random privateer. So that may be one level down. Let me send them a tell. It's in the east near where the river and sea meet. Red tarp canopy. Okay. Oops. Push the wrong button. / consent me. Accidentally cast flame burst on a banker in Night Harbor and get the shit beat out of you. Yep. That's immersion, baby. Their playtime consists of one of the word yes. I'm looking around now, but I'm on a play character, so I might die too. We are testing putting gear on charm pets, and it's not dropping the gear we give it. If we kill it on charm break like EQ did, any ideas about implementing that? I'm not sure where we landed on that. I'm not sure, kittens. One of the guys may know whether we have an issue open for that, as in that's something we want to include as a feature. So is that how do I say that? Ciante Trez? Thank you for the follow. Did they panic and run somewhere, which then no telling where that's going to be. This place is very dangerous at this level though. 73 is easier for me to say. Thank you. Max plan level for initial release when we go into early access should be 60. Unless we change that for some reason. Did you run when you got attacked? See you, Wu-Tang Sword. It's been cool hanging out with you. I'm glad you came by. Yep. Oh wait, no, that was me. Like, did you run? Let me see. This is risky. Let me see if it'll work. I might die. Yeah, glad you've been here. Nice meeting a swell young fella like yourself. Hopefully you'll come back. Does putting gear on trumpets have any effective damage, or is it a waste of gear? I thought it did, because I thought it had the effect on NPCs in general, but I could be wrong. Cool. Alright, cool. Any way to add second hotbar to the UI yet? No, there is not. Hell yeah. Customer service without using any GM abilities. Okay. I've got your corpse. Where are you? We've seen a damage increase on pets, charm pets with two-hander for sure. Yeah, I assumed it was the same, basically the same code. Okay, I'm by the water at these all caps tall statues. That's cute. Okay. Stay there. I'll just drag the corpse. Trying to explain where I'm at. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. By the obelisk. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, Hot Kittens. The way that we currently add items to NPCs, it's a pretty straightforward. We create a loot table and an NPC loot table, and we associate. So we create a loot table in a DB, which we can use for different things. But then we also create an NPC loot table, which then associates that loot table with NPCs. Siren says that having EQ flashbacks, nice. So it would be a very different way of adding NPCs or loot to the NPC corpses, if I had to guess. And that's just me using my non-programmer caveman sort of analysis. So it would be something we'd have to add. I've noticed every once in a while my necropet gets summoned with weapon. Is that intentional? I think it's just every skeleton has a chance to have that weapon. Obelisk. Here's some obelisk. And I think it's just a incidental byproduct. I mean, it may be a thing that like Nick and the guys are aware of and just decided to leave it, but I'm in the middle of the harbor now, between two. Not a what? There you go. Okay, cool. You're welcome. That area is very dangerous, so be careful. Harbor Master is right there. Kenji said, thank you for your playtest. Had a ton of fun. Can't wait till the next one. Nice. Glad you enjoyed it, Kenji. There we go. I just did a good deed as a player, not even as a GM. Very proud of myself. How much longer is playtest? I'm on German time, so I don't know, but I think it goes till midnight PST, maybe? Check the Discord. Let me check the Discord. Playtest info. This is the old playtest. Shit. It will run until... Okay, it runs until midnight Eastern. Eastern, not Pacific. See you, Kenji. Thanks for coming by. You do not belong up there. Don't go up there. Is there voiceover IP in this game? Crackalackin'? No, there isn't. Oops. Let me mute this here. I'm zooming around looking to see what other streams are going on. Finally got to play a bunch yesterday. Really enjoyed your time. Oh, right on. Are giants in game currently? There are. If you go exploring some of the other zones, you are bound to run into some giant. Belleroth. The giants are freaking huge. Chocolate said I finally got to play a bunch yesterday night. Really enjoyed my time. Looking forward to more of this. Great game. Thanks, Chocolate. What do I have to sell? Just more of the usual stuff. Okay. Any thoughts on how to keep the game from getting top heavy? Like maybe seasonal servers that merge into the main after a time? How are you thinking that would affect the top heaviness? Interesting enough, the sound is in for them yet. Sound of Giants running. I'm not sure if they're all sounded up. Yeah, we definitely want to get the sound. Like, that is a big part of it. Maybe a little camera shake. Leveling so much fun. Maybe a seasonal server opens, people can level, and then their characters get merged into main, kind of like Path of Exile seasons. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'll keep that one in the back of my head. Yeah, we definitely want to encourage people to make alts, and we definitely will be focusing on some things that will encourage people to make alts. We've mentioned like new race class combos being exposed via different quests and things. Some new race class combos being unlocked at character select via additional content, like a new area opens. Don't think season's a great idea for MMO personally. I mean, it comes down to the interpretation of it. But the general idea of, well, one of the things that I think we're going to need to look at in general is how do we want to pre-plan for server merges over time, because it's inevitable. And there are definitely some potential stumbling blocks with us being like non-instanced for housing and things that we'll have to factor in. But TLPs, so it'll be less about like a seasonal server that then merges back in and more about maybe a special rule set server that just exists, so you can make some new tunes over there, play that for a bit, and then come back to your main server as new stuff is added. So that's kind of what I was thinking, Lich. That was my interpretation when I say, hey, that seems like an interesting idea. Quantrafenia, thank you for the follow. 10th Thumb Man, thank you for the follows. Alright guys. It's creeping up on midnight, so while my brief experience as a player on the PvP server tonight has been fun, I'm probably going to wrap up and do a raid. Tonight, yesterday we didn't raid anybody because there's a bunch of different people streaming and I would feel bad if I had to pick between them, so I didn't. The day before we raided Chinny D. I think tonight, because Tangent was kind enough to raid us twice yesterday and then attempted to raid us the day before, but I had just switched over to Chinny D. I think we're gonna raid Tangent. There's a ton of people in there, so it'll be an interesting stream for you to watch. I was watching him over dinner and it was a lot of fun. The guy's great, and so I think it'd be nice for our crew to meet his crew, since he did the same for us yesterday. And again, he's if you're familiar with him from like EQ streams and stuff like that, then you know what I'm talking about. Are you going on a tangent? Exactly. But thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for a really fun weekend. Things went as great as they could go. We knew we were coming into with some issues that we still hadn't resolved, but it looks like it worked out pretty well. But it was a really fun weekend. I'm glad a lot of folks had fun. I'm glad a lot of people got introduced to the game for the first time and are enjoying it. So yeah, the team, we haven't had a ton of time to chat. We'll do that this week, but from what I could tell, the team was pretty amped. Great response. And just, we got a lot of energy coming out of this and feel like we're heading in a good direction. So next playtest will be even better. And yeah, it's exciting for, yeah, like Reindeer here didn't even know about the game until this weekend. So be sure to join our Discord. I'm going to give you a few links and then we're going to raid. That's our Discord. Check out our website if you haven't. There's so much information on the website. Dig through the old updates. There's tons of images and just design notes and stuff that are still valid. Join our mailing list. We're up to like 6,500 on the mailing list, 8,500 in Discord, and then we post all of these VODs on YouTube. So if you want, don't feel obligated to say all your thanks here. Feel free to put them in Discord so the team can see it. And we check Discord. We stream. Be sure to get on our notifications in Discord for streams. We've got over a handful of people streaming now, so you can see everything from animation, character art, environment art, design, just tons going on there. So thanks everybody, you've been super cool. Let's raid. Let's raid now, and then I'll chat a few minutes there and then get ready for bed. Raid. And tangent. How do I search? Starting the raid now. Thanks again for being here, folks. I had a great one.
Hey, loving robots! Good to see you. Just the man I wanted to talk to you. I have my first grievance with this game, and I'm gonna give you hell in front of everybody, okay? Because I've had enough. You listening to me? Where the hell is my goddamn minor illusion? That's my only complaint. Where is it though? Where is my minor illusion? Welcome everybody. Very, very thrilled to have you all here. I'm just kidding, of course. But seriously, put minor illusion in the game. I'm just kidding, but seriously. Like, minor illusion, like, I kid you not, minor illusion is a spell that when I first started playing EverQuest, it was the deciding, pivotal class ability that made me go, wow, I really want to play this longer and give this a try. Which led to me further falling in love with the Enchanter class. Please.
Careful on the left.
Please, oh please. Give us minor illusion. Preferably with the ability to move. Not illusion tree or any of that stuff. But
we're good.
There's just
It's
so
good,
much
it's good to,
potential.
It's good to stop every now and make sure we don't have everyone.
Even better if minor illusion can count as stealth versus enemies.
Oh,
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Campfire died out. No, the campfire died.
Welcome everybody, by the way. We've been testing some stuff out. We've been doing a lot of charm testing today. Most recently, we've been going back to our shadow pet, but I'm probably going to, for a little bit here, get those shenanigans going. Uh-oh, named mob. Exhausting.
You good right there? Other than being rude?
I'm good.
You know, if he didn't have so much loot, we could just charm him. He's yellow to me now.
Oh no, oh no.
Someone came in.
AoE stunning. And mezzing the zombies. Stick to the boss. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Oh shit. Okay, might need to worry about me now. I'm not able to mez them. One mez. Second one mez.